Hey, what's up? I'm Kenzo Cregan. I'm a singer-songwriter, musician, performer, recording artist, however you want to put it. And I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised. And, I've been playing music my whole life. I was raised by, creative parents, musical parents, especially my dad, who to this day is still a professional guitarist and producer and songwriter.
Jim Cregan! He didn't really have much of a chance because we put a guitar in his hand when he was about 3, or maybe it was no, he didn't even start with a ukulele like I did. And he's been playing ever since. He's been to LIPA, the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, for a couple of years and learned a whole bunch of stuff there. And he's a hell of a guitar player. This is one of those things where the student eclipses the teacher, and he's been playing better than me for years now, bless his heart.
My dad, his big thing that he did was he was Rod Stewart's lead guitar player and musical director for about 20 years or so.
Jim Cregan!
He's like Rod, he's also from England. He's born and raised there, and so I had, a lot of that British music was something I grew up with. The typical Beatles, Stones. And obviously, I've heard all the Rod stuff that he's played on, and the early Rod stuff too, before his time.
When he was young, he was very, when he was a baby, really, not much more than, 10 or 11, he discovered Chuck Berry and some of the old early rockers that influenced me and pretty well a whole generation of guitar players.
You've done it all, broken every goal.
I taught him what I know about how to play a particular style of rhythm guitar that I learned from Billy Peake, who played for 16 years with Chuck Berry himself. Billy showed me and I showed Mackenzie, and Mackenzie and I have been turning people on around the world to how to do this particular style. And he's really good at it. He's better at it than I am by a long way. He's got a great feel. He's learned very young about the difference between overplaying and underplaying.
So kind of taking the American music that I sort of grew up with, in my teens and my early 20s, which is what I'm in now, and then mixing that with sort of the British influence that I grew up with at a much early age, it sort of kind of built my sound that I have now.
All my words, they make you smile. You can tease me all you want.
So kind of a mix of kind of mellowy acoustic stuff, and that has a bit of an Americana vibe, and then kind of more rock and roll, electric guitar, and kind of balls to the wall.
Won't you be with me tonight?
And my son, he's indescribable. He's so talented. He's such a great musician. He's a fantastic songwriter, guitar player, drummer, bass player. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Something I've been doing my whole life, and I'm in my early 20s now, and still young, and still learning and building and creating. It's really beautiful. I love it.
He's been on stage with Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones and Kenny Jones from The Who and Rod Stewart, and performed live on stage with them as a version of The Faces. So he's been in the deep end at a very young age and come out brilliantly. Everybody has been delighted with his ability and his soulfulness and his feel.
I have a couple singles out right now, and I'm releasing a new one, and that one's called Woman from the East. It's going to be followed up by another single, which will then be promoting an EP, which will be coming out in the summertime. I self-titled, so there's a few things coming up, and I'm really looking forward to it. Once this whole quarantine thing is over, I don't know who's going to be watching this. I don't know if the quarantine's still going to be going on when this is being viewed, but right now we're in it, and hopefully when this is all over, I'll be able to, hit the road, which is something I've been booked to go on this tour with a band called Weathers, the next thing after I release my new music. I'm just looking forward to getting back on stage and doing my thing. You know, it's what I do. It's the thing I do best. I love it, and I look forward to having you guys listen to my new stuff and seeing me on the road. So thank you so much for having me.